Rams and the Jets. Puka must start, obviously. The Jets defense has just been atrocious. Cooper Kupp, despite the 0, he's still going to be a strong start for me. I could see this being a game where the Jets defense completely tries to control Puka and leaves the middle of the field open. The Jets have a great matchup against the Rams. The Rams are the 26th team in terms of EPA per pass rank, 21st in fantasy points per game allowed to wide receivers, coverage rank of 20th. So you look at Garrett Wilson, you look at Devontae Adams. Devontae coming off the massive game last week. I think you got to throw him and Garrett, honestly, right back into the strong start category. I think I labeled them as dub flexes last week, but we're going to move them up a tier. Obviously, we've seen a lot of inconsistency from Rodgers, but he's playing about as good as he's played all year. The defense of the Rams is probably a little bit overrated, especially as it relates to the passing defense here. And yeah, those two just get all the targets in this offense. So I'm going to stick with strong start for both of them. Minnesota, Seattle. It's not crazy weather, but there is an 80 to 90% chance of rain here in Seattle. That being said, though, like Justin Jefferson's obviously a must start. Jordan Addison has played well enough that I think you just throw him into the strong start category. On the flip side, the quarterback situation is going to impact every receiver here as much as humanly possible here, right? Geno Smith dealing with the lower body injury appeared way worse than it's actually being presented to us now as. He might play in this one. If Geno plays, then we ratchet everybody up to our normal stance. But Minnesota's a team that blitzes a lot, which could affect a dude like Geno who's mobile, can get out of the pocket. If he's hampered, that's gonna hurt him, right? He's not gonna be able to get out of the pocket. If Geno plays, though, I think you have to have JSN in the strong start category. DK Metcalf is bordering on the L flex category. Lockett's obviously a cone. Metcalf, I'm gonna throw him into the L flex category. I don't know what else you can possibly do here against a good pass defense for a guy who hasn't done a fucking thing over the last month of the season. He's kind of like a slightly upgraded version of Deebo Samuel at this point, where the name value is so much more real than the actual production value here. Detroit and Chicago. The Detroit defense is obviously leaking holes everywhere. They now have like 14 defensive players on the IR, including huge injuries at every single level. Amon-Ra is a must start, of course. With Jameson Williams, good player. For me, I'm leaning more towards L flex this week out of Jameson Williams. So we'll leave it at that. Chicago on the other side, you never know what you're getting from this offense. So I think at the very peak, you could throw DJ Moore and Keenan Allen because they're getting a ton of volume into the dub flex category. And yes, I would play both of them over Jameson Williams. And I would throw Rome into, I mean, he has dub flex days. You could barely throw him into the L flex category. I'm gonna leave him into the L flex category. I would play Jameson over Rome Odunze, but I don't feel good about Rome whatsoever.